Hey y'all. You know, the vegetables, they're coming in. The good vegetables are still coming in. And I'm going to share with y'all the recipe that everybody has always loved that we made at the Lady and Sons. People loved it. And it's very easy, very simple. You can use any kind of squash. I've been going to Davis Produce and getting me the patty pan squash. That's so good. So you can just mix it up. You can even add some zucchini. All we want right now is like 8 cups of squash. And the recipe may tell you to put it in water. But, you know, there is so much water in these vegetables. So I'm just going to add a little butter. And it's going to make its own water. And the reason I don't like to add water is because I don't want it to make my casserole soupy. So I want to make sure I drain it good. So I'm just going to keep stirring and let the natural water come out of the squash. And then I will still drain it. All right, so I hear our squash starting to respond to the heat that we've got it on. Now in this pan, and don't ask me why because I don't know, but I always preferred my onion that I put in my squash casserole and my broccoli casserole. I always like to cook those onions in butter first. To me, it tastes better in the casserole, and I don't know why. But that's my opinion. So you do it any way you want to. And I like to do the onions separate from the squash. No interference.
Yeah,
my precious little Kari was here. She came and spent almost a week with me on the 4th of July. And she brought me this little duster. She's so sweet. But she can be so mean sometimes. But this visit, she was so sweet. She only snapped at me like 3 or 2 times. And that's just when she gets hungry. From the time that child was a baby, you had to feed her on time, or she would get very hangry, yes. Wanting her food. And every Friday night, she would spend the night with us, and she would sleep in the bed with us in between me and her granddaddy Deen, well, her uncle Jimmy. She called him. I can't remember, but anyway. And as soon as we'd pick her up, she said, "I want catfish tonight." We'd go find catfish. Those are wonderful memories. All right, y'all, I'm going to put the lid on that now and kind of let it do its magic. And our onions are starting to stew. So from here on, it's so easy. You know, in fact, if you wanted to go ahead and prep your onions, prep your squash, get it cooked, put it in the refrigerator, and it will take you all of 3 minutes to put this together if you've got your prep done on it. And if you go into somebody's house and ask to bring a dish, this would be a hit, y'all. It would be a hit. So we've got our sour cream we're going to add to it, our house seasoning, our cheese, and then we're going to top it with our buttery crackers that I'm going to toss in a saucepan with a little butter because, you know, it's hard to dot and get it all on it. No, you know what I think I'm going to do right now, Teresa? I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it and not think about it. I'm going to just use my butter that's already been clarified. And that way I won't have to mess up a pan. Just stir that up. And that's the way you get all your crumbs buttered. Just like that. I told you I was going to put the lid on this and let it do its magic. And its magic is putting steam, which turns to water. And see, I didn't use 1 drop of water in this squash. And it's got plenty of liquid. So I like my squash pretty done. So depending on your preference. I mean, it would work at this state right now, but like I said, I just like my squash a little bit more done. I also want to share with y'all a casserole that is incredibly delicious. And it's from my friend in Albany. Her name is Q. And she's got a shop. I know she was thinking about moving downtown. So I can't tell you where Q's operation is right now, but she was one of the first, well, she was the first to put these machines where people could walk up to them and get them a slice of cake or a slice of pie. And I just thought that was genius. And I really admire and respect her. She's got quite a story. And what is the name of her little book? It was about being bad, but you had to, something like that. But she's got one hell of a story.
And her squash casserole.
Her squash is amazing. And her squash casserole recipe is in this book. And she was making a squash casserole one day, and she said she didn't have all the ingredients for a regular one. So she did good. It's so good. And she cooks her squash in water where I don't. I mean, mine's cooking in water now because the steam has produced the moisture. So I think this is going to be good. And I do like my squash sliced real thin, because the thicker it is, the longer it's going to take to cook. So I've got my colander over here for me to pour this in, and I will try to mash as much of the water out of it as I can get. All right, it's looking good. And now I'm going to add my onions. And the onions really, really do make a big difference in this recipe. But I think I told y'all in another video, you know, if your family just refuses to eat onions, but you need that flavor, you can use onion powder, or I like the dehydrated onion bits, because I used that for years, and my children's daddy never figured it out, that he was eating dehydrated onions, whether he wanted them or not. So there's a couple ways to get around it. All right, so I'm going to add my cheese to the squash so it can melt while it's all real hot. I'm going to add my house seasoning, which is salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. So we might want to taste it and maybe add a little bit more salt. And now the sour cream. So see how easy this is? And I'm sure you probably got all those ingredients in your refrigerator. Well, maybe except for the squash. Okay, so, you know, sour cream, once you add that sour cream, to me, sour cream just screams for salt. So, like I said, I'm going to give it a little taste. And we're going to see if it's screaming at me. I could actually eat this squash casserole just like this without even baking it. maybe just a little. A little more pepper. You can always add salt and pepper at the table. See, that 8 cups of squash didn't make that much. I was trying to decide which size casserole dish I wanted to put it in, so I got the larger and the smaller. But I definitely am going to use the smaller. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Where did I put my spatula? Well, I didn't have one, I don't guess. I thought I had a spatula out, but I got plenty. I'll get another one. So I want to get all that goodness out of the bottom of that pan. These pans are getting harder and harder. Well, this is my line, so I can hold it pretty good. But I couldn't no more do this with a cast iron pan, you know, or some of those heavy aluminum ones. Okay, so this is hot. It's not going to take long in the oven at all, because we did mix it up very quickly while it was hot. So I'm just going to top it with these butter crumbs. And oh my goodness, to me, I just love the crunch. And look, making it in that smaller casserole dish, look, we're going to have a thick layer of crunchy crunch. Love it. So we're going to put it in the oven 350, maybe for 20 minutes, just until it's hot and bubbly. So our squash casserole is ready, y'all. And it looks delicious. And just to prove that it is, look at this dish I got me. Whoa. And I love my casseroles like deep. I don't like a little thin layer. You know, I like them deep, so I'm glad that we chose the smaller dish to cook it in, because it made it nice and thick. And it's so hot. People ask me, Paula, why do you torture yourself trying to eat that stuff right out of the oven? It's so hot, and I know your mouth is on fire. Yeah. You will love it. I guarantee it. I can't wait for you to taste it, Teresa. Look at some of those breadcrumbs right there. I done lost. Never met a breadcrumb I didn't like either, y'all. Hey, y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.